Hey guys, this week's workshop focuses on plank and chaturanga, two positions that come up so much in vinyasa and if not done correctly can cause injury, which we want to try and avoid. Let's have a look at what can go wrong, let's have a look at how we can fix that, and let's cultivate a little strength in our yoga practice. Okay, let's go. We're going to start with a little wrist warm-up. So we're going to reach the fingertips up towards the sky, spread the palms wide, and we're going to go for some pumps of the hands. So into a fist and then spread them out wide. And we'll go for 20 together. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Float the arms all the way back, big circle. And inhale, reach them up. One more time, all the way back. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, circling back. Inhale, reaching up. We're going to go for 20 more. Palms spread wide for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, circle the arms back. Inhale, scooping up. Exhale, circle back. Inhale, scooping up. One more time. Exhale, circle back. Inhale, scooping up and release the arms all the way down. Okay, so wrists should be feeling a little warmer. When you're ready, let's get into it. Plank position is a position that comes up so often, not only in yoga, but in fitness classes and so many other areas as well. So it's something that we kind of presume that everyone can do, but actually there are ways that we can cultivate strength within our body to really create that alignment and build it in a better way. We've got shoulders, hips, and core, and we'll break each one of those down. Let's come into our tabletop position to start. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Grip lightly into all 10 fingertips, almost as if you're trying to create a fist, but the mat is there to stop you. So same as in our downward facing dog tutorial, we don't want to drop down into the shoulders. Instead, we want to press up and away. Now this is quite easy to do when we're in tabletop position and the weight isn't all in our arms. And when we step back into plank, it can be a little more challenging. So let's start here, pressing into the hands, pushing away from the mat, almost protracting through the shoulders, gentle dome through the back. And then one foot at a time, step the legs back, lift the knees up. Keep that strength through the arms. Notice if you have a tendency to dip down into the shoulders and see if we can draw it back up. We're going to go for some shoulder dips here because although this is how we want to hold our plank position, it's really good to actually cultivate strength and space through the entire range. So we're going to dip down and lift up. 5 more. Dip down, lift up. 4, dip and lift, dip and lift. That's 3, dip and lift. 2, dip and lift for 1. Lower the knees down. Shoo. Giving the wrists a little rotation. If you've been in plank pose for a while, make sure to take a break. Looking at the hips next. Number 1, low hips. We're dumping that weight down into the low back. We're not cultivating strength and pressing up. Number 2, high hips, basically a downward facing dog. This can be a nice way to release some of that tension, but when we're in plank pose, we really want to find that nice level body from crown of the head through to the heels. Know that you always have the option to lower the knees in plank pose. So maybe we start up in full plank, and then if at any point it becomes too much, instead of dropping the hips or dropping our form, keep that strength and just lower the knees down. Keeping the weight in the hands and the wrists, so shoulders are still stacked on top of the wrists, body's still in one long line. Okay, so we've looked at shoulders, we've looked at hips. Now thinking about this section in between the two, our core. So what we really want to do is cultivate strength in our abdominals. And to think about that, we can think about pulling our pelvis slightly up towards the sternum. So what that looks like when we're in plank position is instead of letting the belly drop down or the butt stick up, which again can load into the lower back, we want to think about lengthening through the tailbone. So we're not tucking under, but lengthening through. And then just thinking about pulling the pelvis up towards the sternum and feel that cultivation of strength through our midline. So as soon as you switch that on, you should begin to feel a little heat. And then we want to think about engaging the glutes as well. Squeezing through the glutes. Keep pressing through the arms, keeping those shoulders active. Body in one long line. And if we're doing plank right, we should really be able to feel it. One more breath. And softly lower the knees. We'll sit back to the heels and give those wrists a little rotation. Whew. Letting go of any tension, reverse that circle. Maybe coming into a little reverse prayer position, back of hand to back of hand. Draw the elbows gently down. Take a couple of breaths. Okay. So when we bring that all together, coming into plank pose actually requires a lot of strength and engagement throughout the entire body. So let's come into that. We'll go through all the points one final time. Fingertips spread wide, protract through the shoulders. Step the feet back, hips are level, in line from crown of head to heels. And then think about pulling the pelvis gently towards the sternum and the tailbone sends long towards the heels. Squeeze through the glutes. We'll hold it here for 5. Remember to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softly lower the knees down, send the sit bones back. Child's pose. Take a deep breath in and let the breath go. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Gently roll up through the spine. And come back through to kneeling. Coming into our Chaturanga transition now. So from high plank down into Chaturanga. And this can be a transition that trips up a lot of people. So again, it's worth getting right, finding those little hints and tips so you can adjust to your level. So let's find our way into plank position. Fingertips spread wide, protract through the shoulders, lift the knees up or lower the knees down. However, let's start in full plank, body in one long line. From here, we want to shift forwards on the toes. Then if you want to lower the knees down, keep the weight, the shoulders just in front of the wrists. Elbows lock into the side body, so triceps wrap back and around. And then we begin to lower down, keeping elbows stacked on top of wrists. Keep the chest open so we're not curving through. We're pulling the heart forwards. Shoulders come in line with the elbows. And then press back up. Good job. So we can do that with knees lowered or with knees lifted. Body stays in one long line. Press through the arms. Dome through the upper back. Find that strength, engage through the glutes. Shift forwards on the toes. Elbows stay in. Stacked on top of wrists as we lower. And press up. A great Chaturanga practice, if you have 2 blocks of the same height, is to bring those blocks in to the top of the mat. We're going to bring them to shoulder distance apart. And as you can see, the block is actually about the same height as my elbow. So obviously we're all going to be slightly different dimensions, but if you can find something that is about that height, this can be really helpful. Shoulder distance apart, fingertips slide back about a hand's length away from them. We'll come into our strong plank position. Shoop, lift those knees up. Adjust your stance if you need to. And then for our Chaturanga, we need to make that shift forwards on the toes. Option to lower the knees down to find this practice first of all. Keep those elbows locked into the side body. And we'll lower down until shoulders hover just above the blocks, and that's where we want to come to. Press into the hands, inhale, rise up. And exhale, take it back down. Take your time to lower. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, lower down. If you want to do this with knees lifted, feel free. Inhale. Exhale. Keep those elbows locked in. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, rise up. And send the sit bones back. Give the wrists a little rotation, a little release. Ooh, that should feel good. Hopefully some of those tips and tricks will really work for you, shifting that practice of your plank and your chaturanga and cultivating a little more strength. Feel free to come back to this video as many times as you like, use it, utilize it. And if you want to bring your planks and your chaturangas and all of this juicy goodness that we worked on today into an actual class, then come and join me on the mat. You can follow the link in my YouTube to my website, book in, and I'd love to see you there. Have a great day. Workshop, plank and chaturanga. Let's see what happens.